Welcome to the Ladies Lounge. I'm your host, Erica Kane, the big one, not the little one. You know what I'm saying? And today we have some returning guests, the founders of All Things Autism. And I'm going to let them introduce themselves. And we're going to start with my right. Yeah, right here.
Hi, I'm Shatova Karams, and I am one of the co-founders of All Things Autism. I'm happy to be back.
Hey y'all, I'm Sharika Smith, one of the co-founders as well. Glad to be back.
Okay, y'all, because we had an episode before. That episode, it done really well on the YouTube, honey. Y'all, thank y'all for liking, subscribing. Keep that up. Hit that notification bell. So today, what are we discussing?
We're discussing just the denials that parents may have with kids on the spectrum, or just any type of disability. I know that it's hard as parents, as you bring your child into the world, you don't expect things to happen, or so I know it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
I was in denial as well. But yeah, that's what today's topic is about.
Yeah. So I know it definitely can be difficult, especially with autism. You have most people have normal births. You have normal situation, normal birth, and it's not something that you can look on the outside and just be like, oh, this, right?
Right.
So,
Right.
so then you go and you now you got this infant and toddler, and then everybody tell you, all kids hit milestones differently
Right.
or in at different times, not the same. Um, but there are some milestones that need to be paid attention to. Really, all the milestones. And I'm gonna say for me, Joseph said his first words at 3 months. My son has autism. He said his first words at 3 months, and people he was saying "mama," but then he stopped. But I didn't think none of it. That he stopped after a little bit. I'm just talking about me. I believe once my son got his I think his 9 month shot, everything changed. That's from me looking at my child now. And I know there's like a discussion that a lot of people are not ready to have, that these immunizations are some of the reason why our children has autism. But that's one for me. Now, I don't necessarily think that I was in denial, because at the time I was working with special needs adults already. Um, I can tell people some of the warning signs for me. Maybe I was, maybe I wasn't, but we gonna talk about it. So my son was in daycare. My sister actually worked at the daycare, and another one of my sister auntie owned the daycare. Okay, follow me. So we all, slick family anyway. And so she was like, well, he just crying all the time, and they would have to give him. My sister wasn't in his classroom, but my sister would have to go and get him in. But I'm just like, whatever. I really not paying that attention, because children don't act like how they act away from their parents than with their parents. So I'm like, and he wasn't a air quotation spoiled child. This is my third baby. My other kids 10 years apart. Everybody just look at him. We ain't, he not spoiled. So I'm like, I don't know. But then I would notice at my mama's house, she got a ceiling fan, and I'm talking about like so zoned in and focused, like he ain't even breathing, watching this ceiling fan go around and around. So I told y'all I was already working with special needs people, and we have these classes that you have to take, and da 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 da. So we took a class on autism, which I didn't know nothing about at the time. So we took the class, and when they did the infant part of the video, I was like, oh my God, I'm watching my child.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I was thinking at home, milestones are milestones, kids are different. Like I said, he was saying mama at 3 months really was freaking people out. And then one day he just stopped. He crawled and walked right. But another thing that he could not do, it took a long time. I can't remember how old he was to feed himself properly with a spoon and a fork, things like that. And so that's my beginning story. I maybe kind of when they was at the daycare, my sister had to always go get him. I was like, I'm not. But the daycare worker was telling me, I don't, something just ain't something. She didn't know how to put it, but she was saying he wasn't acting like the other children his age. You know what I'm saying? And this one, he was some months old, about 1. After I watched the video, I went to the doctor. I think he was like 1.5, something like that. I went to the doctor, and y'all know you cannot get the diagnosis until you're 3 years old, right? So, but then they, well, my son was a preemie. So, was your baby a preemie?
He tried to get out during C-section though. That's another story.
He tried to climb out.
He tried, as they was cutting me open, he literally reached out and did like this. They had to push his hand back in. My son has always had tough skin. He's always been just, I don't know.
Baby, I would have been scared that day.
They call him a linebacker. You know what? I think he gonna live up to that expectation because his sensory needs. And it's funny you said that because his daycare worker, when he turned 2, he went to daycare. He did not go to daycare or any other form of child care before 2 because my best friend and her mom kept him. So we didn't see him not meeting the milestones because he's around family the whole time, you know. So any little cute little, you know, words he would say, it was cute, you know. But when he got into daycare, he went to kinder prep in Pine Bluff, and Miss Andrea had put me to the side one day and was like, you know, he's not really talking like the 2-year-olds, and I was like,
girl, what you talking about?
I was like, let me go get this camera. I started video recording him when he's like trying to sing little songs, and then COVID happened. Before COVID, he went into Head Start because when he turned 3, I put him in Head Start. We had a very horrible experience with Head Start because I did not know that he had autism. I kind of had it in my mind. It was different times, but I didn't have a lot of knowledge on it, and it was just like, is he? No, let me just keep going. But when the lady said that he did not talk the way that he should, I was like, I don't know what you see, but I know what I see. And so I would sing her. I would, you know, when I drop him off in the mornings, I would say, hey, you see, he's singing a little song. He's not singing the whole song. He only singing like maybe 2 or 3 words. But in my mind,
he's talking.
And
he just repeating.
Yeah, he's repeating. So then he went to Head Start. That situation, he couldn't go to the bathroom at 3 years old. He was not going to the bathroom, and we had a lot of issues with the teachers. They were not. I told them he wasn't potty trained, but it's like they weren't listening. So when I told them to go get him, he's soaked. He has bowel movement on him. We don't know how long it's been. So
baby,
then COVID happened.
That was a whole nother issue.
Yes, we had it was bad, and then COVID happened, and you know I'm a teacher, so I'm at home. He's at home, and so I literally spent the first few months just studying him. I'm like, wow, he's just doing a lot of things. I'm like. It was like I was learning my child over again. And I'm like, what is it? I'm like, I don't want it to be autism. I don't want it to be anything. I just realized that he was different. He would line up my butter sticks. He would go in the refrigerator and line up every butter stick.
Oh my God.
I was like, what is wrong with this boy? And then I realized that he was reciting what he heard on YouTube. He only watched certain things. If it wasn't that, it was something. My elbow. So before, I'm like, why is my baby always on my elbow? To this day, he would strip my sleeves if he could to get to my elbow. To this day. And so I think I kind of enabled him last year because we was at the same school. And so this year, he's had to find his own little way to cope, but my elbow has always been, since he was like a baby, I'm like, why does my baby keep touching me? You stay on that side, I stay on this side, you know, and he has to have that skin, my elbow, and he even judges my elbow, y'all. He'll tell me, I need to check your elbows to make sure they're clean, and so he always said one is clean, one is not. I'm like, well, how you know? So I'm a little, insecure with my elbows because what is he seeing that I'm not seeing? But
Girl, you want a reason to touch him. He didn't figure out a reason to touch him.
he has, but yeah, like I was in big
I
denial.
can't see, and I want to read them. Hey, y'all.
Okay.
Okay.
For me, it was more of I wasn't denial about it. I wasn't denial about it at all. Like, I think people around me was.
Definitely people.
I think people around, family members around me was, but for me it was like, no, I raised my nieces and nephews. I babysit them. Something ain't right. Something is not right. So for me, it was more of a, let's figure it out, what's going on, and we go from there. I was never denial, y'all. Like,
How old was CJ?
I started seeing signs at 1, because I'm like, he not talking. That was the first sign he wasn't talking. And I'm just like, no, some kids talking and doing things. And I was noticing he would watch Dory over and over again.
Baby. Y'all know what I said? I said on what is it? Happy Feet.
Yes.
I realized a couple of weeks, I know I have watched Happy Feet 50,000 times. But on that time, I noticed something I never seen. I said, I don't watch Happy Feet 50,000 times and never watched Happy Feet.
Right.
Because it's just a continuous loop.
Yep.
You just don't.
And see, I have 3 children too, and he's the baby. My son, he was, I'm like, okay, he was pretty regular. Michelle was pretty regular. Caleb was born regular. I didn't start seeing signs till after 1, and so like I was like, I've already, and then I raised all my siblings. So I'm like, I got lots of experience with babies and kids. Like, I've been doing this since I was 10. So I was like, something is different. And I just couldn't put my hand on it. But I started researching. And I had a child that I taught my first year that had autism. I did not even know he had it. And Caleb actually did a lot of things that baby did. Did not know. I said in the IEP meeting, I heard autism. I said, I've been teaching this baby for 2 months. I don't even know. But I was wondering, he had those meltdowns and all that stuff. So I seen it, and I saw what it could be like. So I think that's what really helped me truly understand my baby. And I immediately just wanted to know everything I could about autism. I remember the month he got diagnosed, I spent I didn't even work that summer. I always work in the summer. I didn't even work that summer. I spent that whole summer like literally just researching and studying and I felt so alone.
But for me, it was the same. When I found out, we were sitting at dentists and they was doing the paperwork. They was watching them, and I'm like, I had already knew. I'm like, I already knew that they was gonna say he was autistic. Yeah, so I was just like, okay, come on. And she said it, and I was like, I'm ready. Like, it's a relief off my back, because here I am stressing about it, and, well, not just stressing, but it was like I needed answers. And a lot of doctors didn't have them. They PCPs didn't have them. Therapies didn't have them. But I'm thankful for the people at Full Potential where CJ was going to. They had my back. Like, yeah.
I didn't get that. I didn't have that community support. His doctors, like, well, we don't really know much, but we'll give you a referral, And I'm like, so I took it upon myself to figure it out. So, like, when I finally decided to get him tested, and that was, I think I turned the application in November. I got an appointment in December that it was going to be in May. I spent that whole period just studying because if you call anybody, they'll say, well, he has to have a diagnosis. Well, I still got 6 months to go before I even get a diagnosis. I need answers now to why he's doing this, to why he's not going to the bathroom, to why he's smearing it, why he's playing it, why. Like, I needed answers and nobody could tell me because you don't have that final diagnosis. And I think it's important to get that final diagnosis. If you think
Yes.
something
To
is
move
wrong,
on, 'cause
Yes, to
Yeah.
get the right
Yeah.
therapy that you need, you're
Yes.
gonna need that right.
Yeah, you're gonna need therapy and assistance. And I meant to look at something. Now I'm just talking up. I don't really know, but I did not know till recently that DHS got a whole thing for autistic children now.
They do.
Baby.
What you can talk
So
about it.
listen, let's go back, and I think me and Shatovka, we talked about CJ getting denied ABA therapy.
Yes.
Joseph got denied. You keep
They
on. He got
They
denied
called me the other day, but they went through DHS because that's who we went through.
I didn't go through DHS. Okay.
And when I tell you, I've been like, well, we've been waiting 3 years, but golly, y'all called to just tell me no. Like, the answer was flat out no. Like, we sorry, we can't help you, but we can,
What was the other alternative?
the form. I think me and you talked about that.
Okay, y'all probably like, what the hell they talking about out there?
Oh.
Well,
Right.
ABA therapy, for those who don't know, it's like behavior therapy. Like,
Right.
why do they do certain things and try to correct it? Because the number one thing that I think really burns my gears is this. People will tell you, well, why you don't do nothing when they do this? People don't understand. You pick your battles with your kids. If because they gonna keep on doing it. It's not a simple Joseph stop. It's not a simple Joseph stop. He might stop for a second, but he gonna go back and do it. How do I? And AB therapy is supposed to teach you and show you how do I redirect my child with this particular whatever it is.
For instance,
my
potty
baby,
training.
Right. So my baby went through ABA. So we had a year. So I lack patience, and I know when God gave me Caleb, He helped me with patience. But when it came down to my baby, and I saw that he was like number 3,000 something on the wait list.
Woo.
I started going out looking for myself, and I went to a life group, and this lady, forgot her name, I think Miss Mickey. She was like, well, I think I know, I can help you. So it was called Arrows. I reached out to Arrows, did the paperwork. He got approved. Like, I think I did that February. He got approved in March.
That's cool.
The BCBA did her test in April. No, he started actual ABA in April. Carrie, which is now his godmom.
Yes.
When I say that year that she was his behavior tech, because you got the BCBA, and then you have the behavior tech. So the BCBA, she oversees the treatment plan and things like that. And she saw him, Cicely, I loved her. She saw him like twice a month, and then she gave me parent training. And so that's why I want to actually introduce us to the ABCs, because it kind of helps us understand like what's going on. But I was taught the ABCs. But Carrie dealt with potty training. She dealt with everything. We made visual schedules. Like if I went to church, Carrie went to church with us. If we went to a outing, because we know outings, he gets overstimulated. She was right there. Like she was everywhere that I needed her to be, and she loved it. Beginning, I thought that she wasn't gonna make it, because I know she came in like, what are you doing? But she came. She went and got one training. She came back, and she was literally the best for us. And to this day, she is sticking with us. She is his godmom. She's all of my kids' godmom, and she's not working for Arrows anymore. When she left, I tried. The BCBA left, and then Carrie left because she couldn't be the godmother and work, and that they weren't going to let that because they don't want you too close to the families. But we want her forever, not for But we was torn because he has yet to have another behavior tech like her. We tried one. She was really sweet, but it just didn't work. The BCBA that we had, Corey, and we had another. She was really good too, but she had to leave because of the distance. In Pine Bluff, there's not a lot of ABA opportunities. People don't like to travel, and that was mostly the problem. People don't want to travel, but Caleb needed this consistently. And so I chose last year to let it go, because if you can't give me the best, I've seen the best, and if I can't get the best, you're gonna make it bad for him. He needs consistency, and the agency was not fulfilling that for us. So I had to let it go. But he still have Carrie. He still have me. And he has an awesome school now. But it just takes consistency and people with patience. Like, I don't have patience to get resources, but I'm going to find it. If I need it, I'm going to find it. And so I do hope to have another ABA resource, but please reach out for ABA. They wait.
Yes,
that's how
when I
much
tell you the
training.
waiting list, the
Woo.
potty training, I know
Yes.
Audrey might not be on here anymore, but potty training, man,
I'm
look.
gonna tell you what that is. Is CJ potty training?
No.
Let me tell you something. Don't
But
worry about it.
But
Don't worry
listen,
about
no,
it.
because I'm going to say this. They are very smart.
Very.
And they know exactly what they're doing.
But it's something about the toilet. 'Cause
Yeah,
Caleb
he
hates the toilet being
CJ hated the toilet. He hated the toilet. But CJ will say, I gotta pee, and go straight to the bathroom, and he will pee.
But he won't boo boo.
He won't boo boo.
That was Caleb.
It's something with the toilet.
He
to him.
won't boo boo.
But you know
So
the ABA bought that toy, that big one. Caleb caught a big one. We bought it and put it in front of him, and we said, until you go use the bathroom 3 times, you can't get it. He was mad. He was mad. He told us all the time, I'm going to go use the bathroom. He didn't. Took him about 3-4 months. But he made that first one, he made that second and third one, and he's regressed. Even in December, he regressed a little bit.
Right.
But again, I struggle with scheduling and consistency myself.
Yes.
So I can see why, but I have to get back on it because we cannot regress. Because I cannot clean up on the wall no more. I can't clean. I just mentally I can't do it no more. And me and Caleb we gotta go understand it. Like you take it to the bathroom, but it's sensory. It's all about sensory.
yeah,
Baby.
I knew it was the seat. I knew it was the. I figured that. But CJ be playing games too. I'm gonna say that CJ be playing games, but he is not fully potty trained yet, and I'm at the point where I just let it flow.
Yeah.
Because it's not you
Don't-
can't argue if you think you're finna argue with an
because
autistic child and make this child do what you want this child to do. Well, you crazy. You is crazy.
They
They on their own.
they told me with the potty training, cause baby, I had people looking at me strange. Joseph was always been a bigger child than his age, so he became potty trained at 6 years old, and this is what he said. It was the week before he was gonna go to elementary school because they held him back.
Mm-hmm.
It was the week before. He said, "I don't want to wear pull-ups no more. I want underwear," and that was it. That was it. And let me tell you, a therapist say, "Stop. Do not force him anymore. You're making it.
him.
Oh Lord, you didn't. You making it worse.
Yes.
They gonna keep on struggling not to do it. But you have all these people looking at you because I know them boys is smelling like grown. I already know. I already know. And so, but you have to just let some things go and don't worry about what other people think because I know you're in public and you're over somebody's house and and then they looking at you crazy because you got to change that. Fuck them.
Exactly.
Fuck them.
Exactly.
Because you don't want to make that worse for your child because now you going to go a whole nother year without them being potty trained because y'all struggling.
Y'all struggling.
But look, if you think your child is showing signs that you like, I don't know why he doing this or whatever, you can drop them down in below in the comments and maybe some other people can tell you, point you in the right direction. If you haven't liked, please subscribe. Like us, leave us a comment. We're going to take a quick little break and we'll be right back with some more signs of denial and just get the babies tested. It's not going to hurt you if and or not. Okay. Well, we're going to be right back. Welcome back to the Ladies Lounge. And you know I'm your host, Erica Kane. And we here with All Things Autism. Yeah, I feel so just being around them, because people don't understand. You walk this journey and you feel so all alone. I really don't care about being alone, but it's good to have people who are experiencing the same things that I experienced. My son is a little bit older than y'all's. Now I need to talk to somebody who got a preteen, because my preteen, I don't know. We're not even going to talk about that. But
how's it going?
I'm homeschooling now.
We haven't talked. So
I know we
need to
haven't
catch-
talked
we
in,
need
in
to
a long
catch-
time, but I'm homeschooling now. Like I said, we could do a whole nother show about y'all find somebody in y'all group that got a
Gotcha.
teenager for.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so yeah, so it's a lot, and one thing about your autism kid, life can change so quickly,
Yes.
and you have to be ready to roll with the punches. But we do have a comment from Facebook,
Yes.
a question. What'd you say?
Okay, she said, so how do you correct sensory unloading? She recently had an incident in school where she slapped another child during playtime, but she wasn't being aggressive.
Okay, number one, is the child in the proper classroom setting?
Right.
Because that's number one, because if it's supposed to be 3 or plus people in that classroom, and what happened is something happened, made her do that or whatever, but the adults in the room have to be able to tell you step by step for you to try to correct it in the first place.
Right.
You know, it can't be like regular kids. Oh, Johnny hit somebody on the playground. No, I got to know step by step, because somewhere in something happened. Because
Right.
a lot of kids do that and they not aggressive. I
Right.
remember Joseph was in school and this little boy bit a plug out of his shoulder.
Oh.
Bit a plug out of his shoulder. He's not. I don't even know his diagnosis. I think he autistic because they go to the same after school stuff. But bit him. It had nothing to do with Joseph. It had everything to do after the 3rd time. And y'all know when you bleed at school, they send you home. You gotta go to the doctor. But anyway, I was so pissed because it kept on happening. I wasn't upset with the student. I was upset with the staff.
Yeah.
Because if he didn't already beat him, keep him away. Because he is biting the hell out of my baby.
Right.
But it was what the aides were doing and not doing with the child that made him lash out. And I don't even think that he meant to hurt Joseph. That's just one thing that even, and the mother, she was very apologetic, and I'm like, girl, I ain't worried about these, not like that. Because my child could do something, and I don't know why he did it.
Right.
Because we're not in their brains. So I would have them tell me step by step. If this happened at 12:15, I need a recall from 12:10. Everything that happened so that I could see why would she do that. Because she could have been playing.
Yep.
It could not be.
It was just aggressive to her. You know, some of
What
our
it
kids.
is.
You know, some of our kids are kind of aggressive versus. Yeah, you know. So
Just extra rough.
So
Yeah.
mine's been tackling. He used to tackle. He always tackled the bigger kids. But when he was 2 and he went to the daycare, they used to have to put all the kids, even if they were older than him, in high chairs because he was going to tackle them. He didn't mean any harm. He was a little aggressive, but it wasn't on purpose. He just
Right.
needed to get that impact. And I was like, why is this
sensory. Go
Right.
back to
I'm like,
sensory.
he barely walking, and why is he tackling everybody? He tackles everybody.
He needs that pressure.
And he needs that pressure. And so when he's in large crowds that's noisy, he get like, this is the perfect analogy. You're the pins. He's the bowling ball. He's probably the largest bowling ball in the bowling alley because he needs that impact. And so he's gonna start bumping into everybody or tackling. And sometimes it's bumping, but he got to make sure he got to knock you off your feet a little bit. Then he'll move on. And he wasn't aggressive with it, but that's what he did. It took me a long, long time, even after he got diagnosed, because I still couldn't figure it out. I said, why does he keep doing this? Like, I'm having to literally remove him from, we stopped going places. We stopped going to Walmart. We stopped going to parties. He just, yeah, and to this day, we was at my school basketball game. He did good throughout the basketball game. He didn't have his headphones on. But by the time he got stimulated, I became that walking pin. Mm-hmm. And he just, bam, and then he hit his sister, you know. And it's like he's not doing it on purpose, but he has to get that sensory out some form of way. And so that's our struggles, you know, even at 7, he's high functioning, but, you know, that's something that we deal with. And I normally will pull him out of situations, or I won't put him in situations like that, or not for a long time. But it's just, you know, knowing your baby, knowing this sensory, you know, you got hyper and hypo. You know, a lot of times kids don't want to be touched at all.
CJ.
You know, don't.
But do CJ want to be all under
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, so they have a little bit of
You
both.
can't be loud, but he can.
Yes. Okay.
You know? Yeah.
That's Joseph. He don't want nobody to touch it, but baby, he stay under me, so I can't even
Breathe.
Well, what about weird sounds? Because Caleb cannot stand a blow dryer. He
Yeah.
can't stand me blowing my nose. If I blow my
CJ.
nose, that baby will run straight. He already a football player. I know. I won't let him play football. I am this year though. But he cannot handle the sounds.
Do you really want him to play football?
You should let him get on the.
Time. He been tackling for y'all. He ready for the NFL.
But do you think this gonna like make him think it's okay with normal situations?
That I am worried about, but I'm like, if we can get that sensory taken care of, then maybe he'll have better
understanding.
Cause how big Joe people always, and I'm like, Joseph's not an aggressive kid at all, but he is extremely big, and I'm afraid if we teach him that he will take that back into normal situations, and he's too big for that. Because my son is like 3 times big as the kids his age already. You know what I'm saying?
Caleb is gonna be a big boy. Caleb is gonna be a big boy. Yeah, so you right.
So this I tell people, no, he not even like that. I don't even know if he might. I know he would be happy with doing like rough hat.
Right.
Cause he bigger than all the kids. But I don't want him to take that back into regular life and not understand the difference.
Yeah.
He gonna hurt somebody playing football regardless. But kids his age, I don't want, you know.
But it was a funny situation when he was 2, when he was tackling the body. There was a little girl named Diamond in his class. He tackled her in slow motion. So I knew he knew what he was doing.
So he took her down slow.
He took her down slow. Yes, at 2, he took her down slow.
He took her down
He
slow.
took her down, but he took her down slow. So you're right, like they know, and they're in this own little world, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And my obsession is want to be a part of that world. Like, how can I be a part of? How can I understand him? So, yeah, I may sit and listen to him talk about his 15,000.
I do
trucks
too. I sit and watch
his
CJ. I just
trains.
sit back and watch him. Like we just sit back and watch him because I want to know what's going on in your, in your mind, in your own world. Like what is it?
So I would say about when you said blow dry. I remember Joseph was afraid of blow dries and vacuum cleaning stuff, but as he is getting older, he has, his doctors officially stated he is going through puberty, all those little things, the checkpoint on puberty. He like to blow dry now. It's a part, because I have a gay daughter got low waves. They both got low waves, so she do their little hair and brush their hair and then blow dry. So now he holding the blow dryer because he think he look cute in the mirror. So maybe that'll, as they get to.
But when he was a baby, he chased the baby with him.
My baby never liked the vacuum. Any loud noise.
It's like he regressed. It's like Caleb went in stages because at first loud noises wasn't a problem, and then all of a sudden it was. So it's like he go through different stages. But there was one time he used to chase. Like we literally, when he was a baby, we literally could not vacuum if he was up because he's gonna chase and tackle the vacuum cleaner. Like that was. Well, I was like this. I just thought it was just like he the third child. You carried the third child a little different than because you're not as super. Caleb, he had to be tough like the rest of us, So I just thought he was just because he's the third child, maybe he'll like the rest of us. But no, it was other things going on there. But it's fine now. But yeah, he cannot stand the blow dryer. Okay, she said that they are saying that they think it's her way of unloading because she used to be a screamer. We are concerned as parents, but the school is not really acting on it because she isn't an aggressive child, and they feel like she is just had to find another positive way to unload.
I want to have y'all tried the sensory vest?
The weighted
vest. I haven't tried.
Yeah, that was a.
Cause see, CJ thing is he don't like nothing touching him. He don't like nothing on him. He don't like nothing to. Yeah.
I would.
For people at home, can you let them know what the sensory vest is?
It's you.
Opposite, because we both know better.
Yeah, everybody know about it.
Listen, I I be trying everything.
So the sensory vest is like a weighted vest. It got like beads or something. It's very heavy.
Yeah.
It's very, very heavy, and it gives a compression, like a hugging feeling
Yeah.
that helps the kids feel pressure because the tackling, that's pressure that they need. For Joseph, it's like jumping on things that he needed the pressure. So when they get overstimulated, they can put on their vest, and so all that pressure is released right there within them, and they might not tend to have these acting out spurts that people like. Why would he do that? Because he need to. He got to release.
Yes.
So that's why I said I would. I don't know if y'all going to therapy, but I would ask them about a weighted vest, or they got blankets too.
Yeah, I was just
They got blankets.
She weighs at school. She just approved for one of her. Okay, so she got approved for the Vanique vest. Oh, send me a link for that. I would like to know about that. Also, you got a weighted lap bear as well. So Caleb has one that goes in his lap because you know how he likes to mess with my elbows. That I stated recently. He would not stay in a seatbelt, so it's hard to travel because he's not going to stay in a seatbelt. He needs to be able to be up close where he can reach my elbows. And I can't drive in both of my arms like this, because I don't know which one he wants. So I invested in a lap bear, and so especially when we go long trips, I put it on top of him, and it kind of gives him that soothing. And, it's temporary, but it does work. And I tried it at school, but it didn't. I think he has a little bit of ADHD. So that didn't work at school, the lap van, because he was too busy playing with it or showing his friends. But it's so many different things you can use. And then there's one for your neck. A teacher gave me one the other day. It's red, and he calls it Clifford. I don't know why. But
because it's red like
the dog.
red like the dog.
And so he puts it on his neck, and he just walks around with it, but it's weighted. So he just got a weighted blanket last week because he lives in his own bed.
Yeah, that's what we're at. CJ don't want to sleep in his own bed. Sometimes he
don't
do.
either. I came all the way out my own bed. I came all the way out.
He told me the other day. He said, because he's only 7, he was like, "Mama, when I get a wife, can I still sleep in bed with you?" And I was like, "No, that's not.
I don't think
that's not how you're supposed to cleave to your wife." But he's only 7, so he's trying to figure out, like, if I get married, can I still sleep with one of you? No, that's why you get this weighted blanket. Well, I know what his wedding gift's gonna be: weighted blankets, weighted pillows.
Yeah. So we
and
have
this
to
lady
come back
had
and talk about sensory.
This lady had made me one.
I keep hearing about people making them.
Yeah, and I'm gonna talk to her.
Please do.
Because she had made Joseph one. I don't know what was on the inside, but it was just like the one that because he had got a vest through therapy, but that's when he was smaller, and then she had made him one when he first started school. And so even if your children, even like the bean bag, if you have a bean bag in your house, they'll go and just hug it and something.
Sensory swing too.
Yeah, and so even in his class, in one of his classes, he had a bean bag. But I would try to intensely get with the school and find out what sensory they should have sensory things in all these classrooms.
Yes,
they should, so I would definitely try to give my child some sensory that they can take with them, because things like that happen. They don't even be meaning that. And that's one thing I like about other parents, like a not special need parent might feel some certain type of way.
Right.
But I really think like we kind of understand each other and understand, because like I said, Joseph was getting big and other things was happening in the classroom too. But as parents, you like, I know because my child do X, Y, Z too.
Right.
So. And
when it comes down to sensory, like even for my classroom, I bought those bands for my students because I realized that some couldn't, sit down, some couldn't stop moving, some okay, let me try some sensory things. And we all needed, like the other day, I borrowed this weighted one because I'm like, well, I think I need, a little pressure because it was cold and stuff. So we all have sensory needs and issues. I think that's how I help myself visualize what I can help Kayla with, because I'm like, okay, I'm not perfect. I may need some things. I sometimes we all need hugs, you know, like that physical touch. That could be a sensory thing, or we don't like to hear certain things. And you know, even though we got kids, well, I tune out my kids
Girl,
and
me
all
too.
the TVs and stuff. But some people can't. That's a sensory. Some people can't eat certain things, and so if we put it in that type of mindset, we can better understand these babies.
Somebody said heavy working activities work, and I know that's for like Joseph. Like he'll be all over the place, but I can say, Joseph, go take out the trash. He'll stop what he doing. He take out the trash, right? And so sometimes it's just redirecting
What
they need to do. And he goes Instacarting with me. He loves to take the groceries. He loves to pick up the water. Like he really do like to do that. So you know, he's working. He get a little snack during the day, but he looks forward to when we pull up at the house. He like, help you? Yeah, help me.
Oh.
So that's very right.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
very right. Like they do. So you know, you just find something that they can do, and they'll do it. It's all about redirecting. And then a lot of people, they don't like understand it. I was just telling the producer, baby, I only got 4 babysitters now. You know,
I don't have
because
any, so
I only got 4 of them. I gotta work
work around my
because
schedule.
people don't understand your kids,
Yeah.
and it's not just as simple. Even my mom said, if you don't never what she say, you don't never correct his behaviors. I do correct his behaviors. I can't. It ain't like my other kids. Y'all can't even call CPS on me no more because they grown. I was beating their ass.
Right.
But beating ass don't work. It just makes things worse. So I'm like,
Cause they still don't care.
yeah,
It's like that was pointless. So here you is out of breath, mad.
But I do tell people I do discipline Joseph when it comes to his safety and other people's safety.
Right.
When stuff like that. But anything else,
Caleb,
we just.
Yeah, I have very high expectations for Caleb. He doesn't like spanking, so he'll try his best to not
avoid them.
Yeah, to avoid them. And he will pull out the I got autism, mama. That was not me. And he knows
Baby,
autism. And when I say he's 7,
So do Joseph know he's different?
No, I don't think he know. Like Joseph really doesn't talk that well. He is still considered nonverbal. It's like stimming has reached a all-time level. I could really tune out the stimming, but the older he gets, I can't.
Yeah,
So he is still like a ultimate stimmer. He's a repeater. The things that we do in scheduled manner, he might say like today, he see me getting the clothes ready, laundromat, like stuff like that. He still doesn't speak whole sentences and communicate back and forth like that. But it's the things that he know. So I don't think he knows that he that he has autism. He have never said the word. He don't call me mama. He don't address me as nothing. But if he with one of my older kids, he be like, I want mama. But he never called me mama. He ain't never called me nothing.
I think the moment when he found that he had autism was last April 2nd when we went to Chili's. It wasn't nobody's birthday. I told him I said we're celebrating, and he was like, and I kind of gave him a snippet, but I don't think he truly understands what that is yet. But he will tell you, I got autism. He know how to use it as an excuse. When his sister's in trouble, his brother, well, I got autism. That wouldn't mean. But even like with school, it's been a challenge because he stims a lot in class, and so it's sometimes that his teachers don't really know if they're getting to him or not. A lot of times when they stem, they listening. Like when they stem, they can still process everything that they learn. I don't know what it is. It's crazy about how they can stem and still learn at the same time. Or it's just autistic kids. They are so like amazing. Like how their brain works.
Yes.
Like they are definitely like little super people. Like that's why
I say CJ got superpowers.
Yeah, that's
because
how I feel.
we're dealing with sleeping right now.
He don't sleep.
He don't sleep. He run back and forth.
Do we have extra energy about 8 or 9 o'clock at night?
he got the same energy he had when he woke up. It's nothing has changed.
Joseph
And
did that too.
the
And he's still
melatonin
doing
is
it.
just, I'm over it.
Yeah,
You know,
you
it's
can let
not
that go.
working.
Clonidine is what they gave Caleb.
What is
Did
that?
it work?
It works. I only give him a half a pill.
It's a pill.
It's a pill. Yeah.
It's not going to take it.
Well,
It's
I put it in
mine.
applesauce, so he has to chew it. He doesn't even know that he's taking it at times, but it knocks him out.
See, CJ is smart. CJ sniff
Thank you
things.
for
CJ touches. He's more of a toucher, sniffer, you know, when it comes to sensory things. So if it doesn't look right, like with medicine, when he gets sick, we have to let it run its course, because giving him medicine, he's not gonna do.
You can't put it
I
in no
mixed
juice.
it. No. Oh, Erica,
Well, we
he's gonna-
glad we motivating you, honey. We glad.
yes, he'll sit there and sniff his cup, or you know, like something ain't right about this.
They
So yeah,
But this is not what it's, and they got very strong senses, so
Yes.
like they really can smell. Yeah,
and they can hear real good. So if I'm talking to Dad about fixing your medicine or getting you some medicine or even saying the word medicine, he already knows. So yeah.
That's a challenge.
yeah.
I don't know how to help you with that one.
I
That's
haven't
nothing.
tried the weighted blanket yet. We just got done talking about the
Yeah.
weighted blankets. I haven't tried the weighted
Yeah.
blanket yet.
I'm gonna call that lady. I'm gonna call her. Matter of fact, if I'm saying that lady, I need to stop. It's my godmom. She made Joseph his weighted blanket after his vest to help him or whatever to take to school with him. So, oh my God, we talked about a lot of signs. We've talked about a lot of things. If you see any of these things in your children, please go to your doctor. I'm going to tell you right now, the doctor going to look at you crazy. Just tell them, hey, send me where I need to go. Because most pediatricians, they do such a full circle of stuff.
Right.
So don't be dismayed about that.
You have to be the one to speak up and say something, because the doctor is not with your child every day. So
Yeah.
you as the parent have to speak up and
Yeah.
say, hey, my child 3, she's not saying so many, words, or he's not saying this, he's not doing this. I need to know what I need to do.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to, as the parent, you have to speak up, you have to talk, you have to be that advocate for your child. Just
And this is one of the things why I really do support All Things Autism, is because in our community, we don't see this.
no.
We are walking along. I didn't know, baby. I'm a type of person, I'm just going to get it done regardless. But I do know some people who actually struggle with this. I mean, I struggled at points, but it wasn't, some people are really. So, get you some help for you and your child. Take the time to advocate for your child. This is gonna be okay. It be good times, up times, bad times, back up times. It's okay. We're gonna have to wrap up this show. I could talk about this all day. All day.
Me and Erica have been on the phone for hours talking about it. Me and Shatopka been, once we link, y'all, we can talk about it.
I could talk about this because it's like we said, all the children on the spectrum are totally different.
Yeah.
Totally different. And so we can each learn and take stuff from each other. Let them know how they can follow the foundation and stuff.
We have
Out
several
there.
ways. Yeah, several ways to be able to reach out to me and Sharika. You got our Facebook page, All Things Autism Foundation. We have a private group that you can also join. We're all coming together to just support each other. That's also All Things Autism Foundation. We also have a website, All Things Autism Foundation. You can reach us at our number. Mine's 870-395-1574.
Mine's is 501-298-9030.
Okay, y'all, we got to get out of here. We pushing it. Till next time, y'all know I love you.
Bye.
Bye.